Hi everyone, and welcome to the final day, day 31 of Blood Cancer UK's Walk the World and Hussey's 200-mile blood walk. I've just nicely arrived at my final destination, which is the haematology day unit where I always come to receive my treatment. And after yesterday's elation, it's just been a little bit more about quiet reflection, and I'm more quietly satisfied today that I've actually done it. We've done it. What a colossal effort from everybody, and I'm not just on about yourselves who know me that have donated, but all the rest of the team up and down the UK, going through their own journeys, their own treatments, their own difficulties, but they're still getting out there and they're still trying to raise money for Blood Cancer UK, as I have been as well. So it's been a really long journey of 31 days, 200 miles. So my feet are going to be glad of the rest, and I'll certainly be glad of the cup of tea, probably just as much appreciated as the pint that I had last night to celebrate that big milestone. Now, before I just go in, I'm not going to be recording when I go in there because it's people's private time. They're undergoing treatment, and out of respect for them and the members of the staff who do a fantastic job, there is no way I'm going to walk in there and just be talking, walking around and recording as well. That's their reflective time. They're going through a lot themselves. They don't need me waltzing in there and making a load of noise and a load of kerfuffle. So out of respect for them, I'll be turning off and signing off here, and then popping in for me bourbon and cup of tea, or maybe custard cream, depends how much is left. Not much by the time I'm finished, I can tell you, but nonetheless I'll be popping in there. I'll have a lovely photo with any of the staff that are around. I've got my little banner as well, so that'll make a great still for my last reel, because I'll compile a reel of the journey and pop a little bit of music to it as well, as a fitting sort of tribute to this whole journey and fundraising effort. Now, stats, facts and figures just before we sign off. I said about MDSs and MPNs, and it'll only be very brief. Obviously all the information is on the Blood Cancer UK helpline, so you can look into all these different types of blood cancer yourself and find out that little bit more. And by finding out a little bit more, you may be able to understand a loved one's difficulties and journeys and hopes and fears. You might need to sort of contact your GP and then speak to the helpline which Blood Cancer UK has and is manned by some fantastically supportive staff that can put you on the right track and maybe allay fears, or at least give you that little bit of a signpost so you know where you're going. So I need to get these right. The bit of a tongue twister: myelodysplastic syndromes and myeloproliferative neoplasms. There for the final time, we got it. But MDS is sometimes referred to as bone marrow failure. Sorry, my mind escaped me there a little bit. Bone marrow failure, and it is curable for some people. We're all different. We're all genetically made up different. Some treatments work, chemotherapy and some other therapies can cure your MDSs or some of the MDSs, but not everybody is that lucky. But it is manageable, a little bit like leading on to my own MPN, and as part of that MPN family, mine is actually called polycythemia vera. There's a few different strains to MPNs. Mine isn't curable, it's entirely manageable, and you can practically, a lot of the time, live a perfectly normal life, if you can call me that anyway at the best of times. But nonetheless, there is one person that really hasn't been mentioned throughout this journey, maybe very briefly when I've spoken about friends and family, and that is my extremely wonderful, loving, supportive, caring, solid as a rock wife. She has been there with me from the start, through thick and thin. She has to deal with the aftermath of what happens off camera, and obviously everything on a daily basis. The full body aches, the total shutdowns, the fatigue after I've completed these walks, or sometimes even before I even have commenced some of these walks. and all the psychological issues that go with it and the ups and downs. She's really my scaffolding that holds me in place, and I really wouldn't have sort of been able to maintain this challenge if it wasn't for her absolutely unwavering support. And I must say, as we always both laugh about, she is, as much as I hate to admit, the voice of reason. I do push myself, I do go that little bit too far, because I can be a little bit robotic and a bit stubborn. You didn't hear that from me. But she's always been there, she continues to be there on all my endeavours, and obviously I'll continue on this journey with my own MPN, polycythemia vera, which does have its inhibiting qualities for me personally at times, but I come here for the bloodletting, which is known as a venous section, and that just allays some of my fears, and it obviously eases some of my symptoms, because I do believe in the United States they can actually reuse people's blood who have polycythemia vera. You just have to have a little check-up on that, but I believe they do something to the blood instead of just tossing it away into a bin. It can be reused, so it's a little bit disappointing that I can't help somebody else with the blood that I have taken out of me, but nonetheless it keeps me on the straight and narrow. I'm very grateful for these fantastic staff at the day unit at North Tees Hospital here. I'm going to sign off now. It's quite an emotional moment. We've raised a fantastic amount of money, just under £1,500, 200 miles. My legs are tired. I'm ready for a cup of tea. Big love to you all, and I will speak to you soon, no doubt, when I get my little participants and fundraisers medal in the coming weeks, and I'll do one last closing address on top of the one that I've just done now. But thank you to all of you. It has been such a journey, such a roller coaster. There's been some difficult moments. I've had those off camera. I've kept smiling, we've kept going, and together we have done some good for those with bad blood.